All right, situation 1. A water tank has a sloping incline at 45 degrees with the horizontal. The total depth of water in the tank is 8 meters. Okay, a water jet issues from an orifice located on the inclined side of the tank under a hydrostatic head of 5 meters, or that the orifice is located 3 meters vertically above the bottom of the tank. You're given the coefficient of velocity, CV, and neglect the air resistance. So mga question, determine the maximum height of the issuing jet arises above the level of the center of the orifice. So i-drawing muna natin. So according to the problem, yung tank natin dito, merong side na naka-incline ng 45. So let's say ito yon. Ayan. So kunyari, yan yung tank natin. Okay? So ang amount ng water, so ito yun, okay, is 8 meters. No, yung head niya, so bali ito yung 8 meters natin. Okay? And then, yung orifice na pinag-uusapan, so by the way, this is 45 degrees. Tawagin ko na lang muna ng theta. Yung orifice natin ay nasa 5 meters or 3, sorry. Ito, yung hydrostatic head ng orifice ay 5 meters. So, ibig sabihin, nandito siya, 5 meters yung lalim ng water. O di kaya, sabi niya rin naman, at the same time, it is 3 meters vertically from the bottom. So, 3 meters galing sa bottom. No? So, let's say ito yung orifice natin. Yan. Okay? So it is located 5 meters or 3 meters from the bottom. Okay? And then, so of course, dahil sa meron kang orifice dito at meron kang hydraulic head, it is possible that ano dito, na lumabas dito yung water. Okay? So it is possible na lumabas dito yung water. Okay, at a certain initial velocity. Okay? And with that, mangyayari, syempre, this will produce a projectile. Ayan. Okay, so yun yung magiging trajectory ng water natin, di ba? Ang question lang, ano daw yung maximum height arises above the level of the center of the orifice? Kung baga tinatanong tayo, with respect daw dito sa orifice, no? Ayan, with respect sa height na, ano daw yung maximum height na to? So let's say ito yung maximum height. Ayan, ano daw yung maximum height na yan? Okay? Now to answer this, ang una natin kailangan malaman ay kung ano itong initial velocity na to. Okay? And to calculate that initial velocity, we will apply Bernoulli equation. Pero actually, meron ng derived formula dito, no? Pero pakita lang natin na in order for us to calculate the velocity here, okay, all we have to do is to consider this to be our point 1, and then yung orifice natin will be our point 2. And choosing the orifice to be our datum. Okay, so di ba Bernoulli energy equation natin, Bernoulli energy equation is dapat yung energy sa point 1 minus head loss kung meron ay equal sa energy sa 2. Yung energy sa 1, dahil ito naman ay open to the atmosphere in assumption, so wala siyang pressure head. Kasi di ba dapat ano yun pressure over gamma plus velocity head plus yung elevation head, di ba? Minus head loss is equal to, ganun ulit, pressure over gamma plus V2 squared over 2G plus elevation head. Okay? So, dahil open to the atmosphere, no? So, zero ito. Okay? And then also, ito rin. Kasi ano yan orifice yan So nakalabas siya doon. Open siya sa atmosphere. So wala siyang gauge, wala siyang pressure, no? Pressure head. And then for V1, no, yung velocity dito. So because this surface is much larger compared to the surface of the orifice, ang mangyayari, although ito ay kapag lumabas yung tubig dito is bababa siya ng konti, pero hindi masyadong malaki yung difference or hindi masyadong malaki yung or mabilis yung pagbaba niya compared dun sa paglabas ng water dito. No? Kasi, again, because this relatively larger and this is relatively smaller. So, para siyang reservoir yung assumption natin. Kaya dahil doon, this will also be neglected or zero. Okay? So, surface is much larger than the orifice. Okay? And then, wala namang binanggit tungkol sa mga head losses, so we can just neglect this, no? Dahil wala namang sinabi tungkol doon. And then, because we use the point 2 as our datum, for energy 1, meron tayong elevation head. Ito yun. Okay? And then, for Z2, dahil ginamit nga natin to as our datum, so wala na rin tayong Z2, no? Okay? So, that's why dito lang tayo maglalaro. So, ito na ngayon siya. So, bali na maiiwan, lumalabas na pwede nating sabihin na itong Z1 na to is itong H na to. Okay? Kaya, we can say that V2 squared over 2G is equal to Z1. And the solving for V2, that will give us 2G square root of 2G Z1. Okay? So, ito, theoretical, ito. Okay? So, para maging actual velocity yan, we have to multiply the coefficient of velocity. Okay? So, that's why may-derive natin yung formula na yung actual velocity ay CV times square root of, ang ginagamit nga lang sa mga libro ay H. Na yung H na yan, ito rin, yan din yun. Which is the elevation head. Or basically, the head, no? So, kaya ito yung ginagamit na kagad na formula. Pero galing lang yan sa Bernoulli equation. Okay, so now to solve for the initial velocity, yung head lang naman natin dito is 5 meters. No? So we can easily solve that. So therefore, initial velocity is CV. Ang CV na binigay, 1 lang naman. Square root of 2GH. And that gives us 9.9 meter per second. Okay, so store ko na lang sa calculator. Okay, so ayan. So that is the initial velocity. Now going back in this situation, so now that I have this, so kailangan ko nang i-analyze ito using projectile motion para mahanap itong height na to, no? So, well, una, kailangan ma-identify natin na itong paglabas ng tubig doon sa side nung tank, dapat perpendicular yan doon sa side ng tank. Dapat perpendicular siya sa side ng tank. At ngayon, kapag nag-drawing ako ng horizontal line dito, whatever this angle, no? Whatever this angle will be equal to this angle. 'Di ba? Parallel lines, no? Palakihin lang natin. Bali, ito yung horizontal. Ito yung naka-incline. So, kung ano man itong theta na to, yun din yung theta na to, 'di ba? Kaya kung meron ako ditong initial velocity VO, okay? So ito dapat 90 minus theta, yung from horizontal niya na angle. Okay? So that's the idea. Pero dito kasi 45 degrees yung binigay, no? 45 degrees yung binigay. So ibig sabihin, kung 45 to, 45 to. So ngayon, with respect sa horizontal, ito ay 90 minus 45. Or basically, 45 degrees din, di ba? Okay? Now that we have that, so paano nga ba mag-analyze ng projectile motion? Okay, so simple lang. Kunyari, dito yung umpisa natin, no? So ito yung initial velocity. Tapos kunwari ito yung angle theta from the horizontal, no? So we can break down the velocity into its components, no? Vox at saka initial velocity sa y. Okay? Both can be calculated as parang component lang. So, VO cosine theta. And ito ay VO sine theta. And then, following the trajectory of that velocity, no? Let's say nandyan na siya. No? So we can measure that at any point, no, its displacement can be recalled as the distance x from its origin. Okay, and then this is distance y measured from its origin. Okay? Kumbaga nandiyan yung location niya. So yung location niya na to still will have a velocity. But the velocity, its x component will be the same. No? Just to emphasize na same lang. Kunin ko to. Okay, dahil wala namang air resistance, yung velocity natin horizontal will be constant. So constant lang po. Okay? Okay, while yung velocity natin sa y component is nagbabago. Okay, so sorry, Vy na yan. So hindi na siya yung hindi na siya yung initial na to. Ito kasi initial eh. Ito iba na kasi habang nagta-travel dito yung particle, nagbabago-bago yung y component niya. Bakit? Bakit nagbabago-bago yan? Dahil sa y-axis, along the y-axis, there is gravity. So, ibig sabihin, meron tayong constant acceleration na g. Okay? So, ibig sabihin dito, kapag bin-breakdown mo yung projectile sa dalawang part, yung x component, i-consider lang natin na constant velocity. While yung sa y component niya, i-analyze natin siya as constant acceleration. Na ang value ng acceleration natin is negative 9.81 meter per second squared or negative 32.2 feet per square second, no? Feet per second squared. Okay? So, ganyan. Now, in analyzing the x-axis, okay, so dahil constant velocity nga lang, valid dito yung distance is equal to rate times time, di ba? Pagka constant yung velocity, ibig sabihin yung acceleration natin ay zero. So dahil dyan, yung rate natin, so yung distance natin can be converted into x, tapos yung rate natin is yung initial velocity, tapos times time. Kasi ano ba initial velocity? That is VO cosine theta times t. So ito lang yung analysis natin pagdating sa x-axis. Okay? Pero pagdating sa y-axis, okay, so constant, ano siya, constant acceleration. So, una, meron tayong tatlong formula pag constant acceleration, no? Ito yon. So, una yung final velocity ay equal sa initial velocity plus acceleration times time. Okay? So, i-convert lang natin na ito in terms of y. So, magiging Vy is equal to, ito, initial velocity, no? Sa y, plus yung acceleration magiging g times t. So, therefore, we can rewrite this as gt plus yung Voy is just Vo sine of theta. So, that's how we can compute yung final velocity sa y. Okay? Next, formula na galing sa constant acceleration is ito, S, yung displacement, no? 1/2 at squared plus v initial times t. Okay? So again, i-convert lang natin yan sa mga vertical na component. So yung S, yun yung Y. Tapos yung acceleration magiging g t squared. Tapos itong initial velocity magiging VO sine theta t. Okay, and the last one is yung final velocity squared is equal to 2as plus initial velocity squared, which we can convert in terms of y component as Vy squared is equal to 2gy plus yung initial velocity natin sa y ay Vo sin theta squared. Okay? So, yun yung tatlong formula na pwede natin gamitin kapag constant acceleration. Pero dito kasi yung y-axis natin parang lumalabas, free fall motion siya. Kaya yung acceleration natin is automatic na acceleration due to gravity. Ngayon, ganito. Bakit ko siya ginawang negative? Kasi ang acceleration natin, guys, lagi siyang pointing pa ganito. Yung acceleration due to gravity. No? So wala naman siya ibang direction, pababa lang. At dahil doon, um, our sign convention would be lahat ng pataas, positive, lahat ng pababa, negative. Even the displacements. Now, for the case of this, since meron naman tayong initial velocity at hinahanap lang natin yung maximum y, ang kailangan lang natin maintindihan is para ma-reach natin yung maximum point na to, kailangan mag-change ng direction yung y, di ba? So, ibig sabihin, galing ka dito, aakyat ka, tapos bababa ka. Di ba? So, nag-change tayo ng direction dito. At every time na nag-change tayo ng direction, kung maalala, yung velocity dapat dyan ay maging zero. Pero to be more specific, yung velocity na pinag-uusapan is yung y component ng velocity. Kasi ulitin ko, etong horizontal component ng velocity, kahit saan pa yan, constant yan. No, kahit saan yan, constant yan. Okay? Kahit na nasa highest point ka pa, constant yan. Okay? Pero, kapag nasa highest point ka, yung Vy mo dyan ay 0. Yan yung Y max. Okay? Ngayon, paano natin kukunin yung Y max? So, simple lang. Iset lang natin yung Y component ng velocity sa 0. Okay? So, and then mamili ka lang dito ng gusto mong gamitin. Pwede to. Kung gusto mo solve yung time. Pwede naman to. Kung gusto mo solve yung Y na mismo. So, ito na lang. So, mangyayari guys, this would be 0 squared is equal to 2gy plus Vo sin theta squared. So, solving for y, so y max na to. Solving for y max, that is negative. Actually, negative talaga siya. So, Vo squared sin squared theta over 2g. No? Kaya lang, magiging positive yan mamaya pag sinabshoot mo na itong g. Kasi yung g natin is negative, kaya magiging positive siya. Okay? So, yan ngayon yung y max natin. So, we can use that here. No? So, we can use that here. So, ito yung VO natin, ito yung theta natin, 45 degrees. So, direct substitution lang siya. Negative 9.9 squared sine squared 45 over 2 times negative 9.81. Okay, and that gives us 2.5 meters. Okay, and that would be our answer. Next, determine the time it takes for this particle of the jet to hit the ground that is 1.2 meters below the bottom of the tank. So, kunyari daw yung ground nandito. Kunwari ito yung ground. Assuming it is horizontal. Tapos, ito daw ay 1.2 meters. So, gaano daw ito katagal pupunta doon? Okay, so to determine that, again, pwede tayong gumamit neto sa x-axis. Kaya lang, dapat alam natin kung gaano siya kalayo no marireach niya to. Okay, so kumbaga yung sinasabi kong x doon, galing doon sa origin nung nung projectile hanggang dito. Kailangan alam natin to para makuha natin yung time. Kaya lang wala no? Yun lang naman yung pwede mong gamitin. Kaya wag ka dyan, dito ka. Pag dito ka naman, tingnan natin. Ano bang alam natin dito? So, una, alam natin kung anong displacement na to. No? So, that is equal to 3 meters plus 1.2. And that is 4.2. And guys, that will serve as our y displacement, no? Bakit? Kasi siya yung distance mo galing saan ang galing yung projectile papunta doon sa patutunguhan niya vertically. So dahil doon meron tayong y. Kaya lang once again, meron tayong sign convention dito ha. Sa displacement, dahil nasa baba na siya nung initial point natin, this will serve as a negative value. Okay? And dahil meron tayong y, we can utilize this to solve for time. Okay? So we have this is for number 1. For number 2, we have y is equal to 1/2 gt squared plus VO sine theta t. So this will be negative 4.2 equals 1/2 times negative 9.81 t squared plus VO 9.9 sine of 45 times t. And from here, we can solve for the time. I'll just do quadratic equation. So we have negative 9.81 over 2. So yun. Tapos we have 9.9 sine 45. And then we have, pag tinranspose sa kabila, magiging positive 4 point. Ayan. So 1.88, ito negative. So ito tayo, 1.88 seconds. And that will be our answer. Okay? And lastly, determine the horizontal distance on the ground traveled by the jet from the center of the orifice. So ang tinatanong sa number 3, ito na. No? So ano yung horizontal distance na tinravel niya ito? Gano'n yan kalayo? Okay, so para masagot yan, dito naman tayo lilipat sa analysis na to. Dito. So ngayon ang alam natin, meron na tayong time kung kailan siya makakarating dito. Di ba? Okay, so itong time na to ay same lang sa mga time dito kasi we are talking about the same particle. Okay? So dahil parehas lang sila na particle, kumbaga bin-breakdown lang naman natin yung mga displacement niya into x and y. So ito rin yung time na na-solve natin. So solving for x during that time kung kailan siya babagsak dun sa ground. So I will just substitute here yung time na 1.88. So therefore for number 3, x is equal to VO cosine theta times t. And that is 9.9 cosine of 45 times 1.88. And that would give us okay, 13.17 meters. Okay, so approximately letter A. Okay, guys?